Alrighty. After sweeping out the first 3 levels, we're now pretty much up to the halfway point of the game with level 4. And officially, we now get to play as our 4th and final member of the Simpsons family, and that of course is Marge. Because, well, obviously, Maggie can't drive, and, well, you pretty much know everything else. So, I think what we're going to do for this is we're going to begin with the street races. Because I want to make sure that I'm keeping my intros to these levels as interesting and unboring as possible. We are going to start this off by driving Marge's beloved Canyonero. I did also get a few coins from doing a few of the bits and pieces, including the wager race in level 3, which I initially forgot to do because, well, I didn't have the energy to really care about it at first. After the level 3 street races took their toll on me. But I did persevere. And now we are going to do the same thing again. So level 4 in a lot of ways is quite honestly the same as level 1, except for saying that this time, well, unlike before, it's pretty much nighttime, and we pretty much get to do the same suburbs of Springfield with Marge as the ones that we got with Homer, except for saying that this time around we also have access to Mr. Burns' mansion, because as you can see, the gates are open. So, starting this off with the street races, and here is Millhouse, as we are right outside the Stonecutter's Tunnel. So, let's begin.
Hello, Millhouse. What are you doing here?
Patty and Selma trapped me in debt slavery, so I'm doing their job for them now.
Well, I'm sure it's building character.
You have to win these races and you'll get yourself a new car or something. I don't know. I'm so tired.
Sounds like fun. Hang in there.
And so we begin with the time trial, and the reason I figured I would choose the Canyonero for this is because I figured this would be a good choice with its sturdiness, its good handling, and, well, just in general good stats.
The car fumes are making me dizzy. Whoa. Oh.
Just do it.
3, 2, 1. Ugh.
I think Millhouse might have forgotten his inhaler, if I were to take a guess.
3, 2, 1. Ugh.
Okay, I think this is now my 4th attempt at this, if my head is still wired enough to remember
Oh, I hope I don't have to pay for
at this point, but I'm pretty sure that up to this point, this is actually pretty hard. I'm not gonna lie. Doing this with the Canyonero, maybe not the best choice. But I still think I can do it because of its favourable stats in both speed, acceleration, and of course handling. Because as you might have guessed, with this thing being largely based off of a Ford Bronco, it is also 4-wheel drive. So naturally, handling of course with the 4-wheel drive would no doubt be advantageous. And whilst I am able to be pretty loquacious about the stats, I cannot exactly say the same thing about my efforts because, well, up until now, I've not exactly had a smooth enough run to actually... Oh, come on!
Nice girls, finish fast.
There was no way I went straight into that painting. I think that was sabotage, because there was nothing that indicated I was going into that. I think that was sabotage, because I did nothing to warrant that mistake. That should not have happened, but it somehow did. It's just those occasional annoyances you get with the game mechanics when no matter what you do, it just throws you into spots that you're not personally responsible for, and then, well, it just happens, but no matter.
I could be happy for your success, but I can't.
Because...
Charge.
But no matter, because regardless, I persevered, and I managed to prove I could do it. And now that we've got Millhouse out the way, let's go and find Mr. Muntz.
Look away, people. Nothing to say.
I think I did see someone by the Gold House, wondering if that might have been Nelson. And yep, I was right. I was right on the money. It is Nelson. Okay, circuit race time.
Hey, Q-Tip, if you win a race, I'll give you a car.
The name is Marge, thank you.
Alright, circuit racing time, because why the hell not? I reckon Apu
3, 2, I just go already.
is going to be in this race, and we've also got a dump truck, and I think that's also a pickup truck filled with
I'm winning.
carbon rods, if I remember.
Incredible.
And
My bad.
I think Apu intentionally had SUV. Don't blame him, really. And just like that, I slot ahead of him. So,
Nice girls, finish fast.
oh, he's giving me the bump and run. Although it didn't work because he went into a tree. So I am still with him. And this is probably going to be a close one. As we hit again. Okay, I do manage to regain control of my ride.
Now I wish I had a
And I also managed to slot ahead of the Firebird. Apu's car, by the way, is largely based on the Pontiac Firebird,
You'll
or
never catch me.
Firebird Trans Am if you want the full name of the model. And the dump truck is in trouble. Not too surprising there, but I do manage to pass him. And Apu has fallen away, so that just leaves me to finish first.
Well, I guess your life hasn't been a total waste. How about that?
Honestly, I'm actually pretty happy with that performance. I mean, I did take a bit of damage, but nonetheless, I did still manage to come away with a victory that I think was well earned. And now I am going to head this way and look for Ralph. Because, to be honest, that circuit race went by faster than I thought it would, so I made that one look easy.
My heavens.
And I am glad.
Come on,
And there
let's keep
is
it
Willie.
moving.
I can definitely say Marge has her fair share of road rage. Get it? Road rage. You'll know if you know the game. Which personally I think is not as bad as some people say it is.
You're looking at some serious road rage.
She said the thing. Okay, now where the hell is Ralph? I think Ralph is somewhere around here. Bit of traffic, but I think I can slot my way through. Okay. Yep, there he is. He is outside on the street. And basically outside his house. Okay, let's get this done.
Little Ralphie Wiggum, how are you?
Candy makes me happy, then tired.
So, what are you doing here?
Two ugly monsters named Patty and Selma say you have to race.
Also, one thing I find ironic about this game is the fact that even though we do hear Patty's voice, we don't hear Selma's voice in this game. That's one thing I figured was noteworthy.
6, 12, 1, go!
And this time we're racing Professor Frink's hover car. That's a very interesting choice of opponent.
6, 12, 1, go!
Cautiously, wildly accelerating.
Okay, I'll admit it,
Look away.
I am getting a
Nothing to
little
say.
bit mad now.
I wonder I'll put these.
The pace advantage
Shock emissions.
the hover car is showing in comparison to me, it is actually pissing me off a little bit. Mostly it's down to me,
This.
but it's also because the outright pace, it feels like it's almost too much for me to keep up with. But I really feel like if I can put together a run where the physics actually do manage to keep up with my outright speed, then maybe, just maybe, I can have a chance at beating him. And I think that was what I needed. Okay. Is he gonna wreck me? He really tries to crash me, but he's pushing me instead.
Ah, nuts. Good work, Marjorie. You're finally turning your life around. Did I win? I had no idea.
Honestly, neither did I. I did not think Professor Frink was gonna push me all the way to the line the way he did. I did not think that was going to happen, but it somehow did. That's probably the weirdest way to win a race I think I've ever had. But I did manage to gain enough of an advantage by getting that clean launch, and I suppose that's where it counts. So, anyway. Let's get the clown car now, and we're gonna head over
Really use a lift.
to one of Fat Tony's mobsters
Okay, Marge, stick to the
to get on with the wager race. And I will also save the game just in case. I don't think I've collected any gags or really anything else yet. I'm also pretty sure there are no wasp cans in the Stonecutter's Hall this time. And yep, this thing compared to the Canyon Arrow is pretty loose in terms of handling.
Come on.
But hopefully I can make this work to my advantage, so... Okay, the rear is definitely loose on this thing. I will definitely say that. Okay. And before we do anything else, I will save the game here for just a second. Oh, and my data's reset again. Even though I am recording this on Friday, April 24th, 2026. Okay, game saved. Now we can get on with the wager race.
I'll do my best.
You know what? That was actually a better run than I thought it was going to be. I did make a lot of mistakes, I will admit, but to be only 2 seconds off in the first run. That's actually pretty good damage limitation for a first attempt. Although the main problem I have right now is the excessive traffic that in a lot of ways just seems to be eternal
I'm so embarrassed.
in terms of just the strife and just gargantuan trouble it seems to keep giving me, because there is so much of it, especially in the
Please don't sue us again.
tighter corners and junctions. I could do nothing to avoid that. And the other thing that also doesn't help is the fact that the physics are not really doing their best at keeping up with all the chaos. But I think I am setting a better time, and I think I might be on course to nailing this now, unlike before. Okay, come on, make it. Okay. No, did not make it. Of course it was going to reset me off the jump. But to be honest, I would have found it impossible to get out of there without wasting time in the world, every single second in the world, just to get back on the road. My only option was to reset, and that was what I did. Can I actually make it this time, potentially? Question mark. And my run is ruined again, because that fucking car just had to punt me out the way. Unless I actually get lucky this time and don't drill myself somehow.
Smashy, smashy. Marge in charge.
Huh, somehow I did get lucky enough, in spite of everything that really tried to ruin my run. Somehow, some way, I actually pulled it off. And that was completely unexpected as well.
Wow,
I will say that.
Fools.
Anyway, driving back to the Simpsons house now because, well, best way to end off this episode, since I most likely will be getting on with the missions before doing anything else. Okay, back at the Simpsons house, and I will save this in the Simpsons living room, because that is where we officially open up level 4. So, there we go. That's now the end of episode 13 of Simpsons Hit&Run. We've done all the street races and got our first vehicle. So, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a like, subscribe if you have not done so already. Really trying to see if I can get to 1,000 subscribers at some point, if I am extremely fortunate enough, and maybe leave a comment explaining how much you love this game and whatever else about this game it is you really like. So, this episode is now done, and we will be seeing you next time for more Hit and Run.